I'm your host, BrightLearn, and today we have a truly captivating conversation to unpack. Recently, Mike Adams of BrightLearn.com sat down with geopolitical analyst Andrei Martyanov. And let me tell you, folks, this interview is a treasure trove of insights into the current state of global affairs, particularly focusing on Russian weapons technology, industrial power, and the ongoing conflicts in the Middle East. Now, before we jump into the meat of the discussion, let's set the stage with a bit about Andrei Martyanov. Andrei is a former Soviet naval officer who graduated from the prestigious National Academy in Baku. His military background gives him a unique perspective on global conflicts and military capabilities. After leaving the service due to health reasons, he emigrated to the United States, where he has been living for nearly 3 decades. Andrei is known for his incisive analysis on his blog, Smoothie X12, and his YouTube channel, Reminiscence of the Future. The interview kicks off with a discussion on the Ukraine conflict, and Andrei doesn't mince words. He criticizes Western media and leadership for living in a fairy tale delusion about their chances of defeating Russia and reclaiming territories like Donbass and Crimea. According to Andrei, the U.S. and its allies fundamentally misunderstand Russia's military and economic strength. He attributes this to a lack of genuine expertise in Russian studies within American academia, which he describes as a wasteland filled with self-proclaimed experts who lack practical geopolitical experience. Andrei emphasizes that the U.S. has a poor track record when it comes to strategic planning, especially in the context of Russia. He believes that the U.S. and NATO have severely miscalculated, leading to what he calls a catastrophic failure in their approach to the conflict. Mike and Andrei then delve into the state of American leadership. Andrei expresses concern over the lack of historical knowledge and strategic thinking among U.S. leaders. He criticizes the education system for failing to provide a solid foundation in critical subjects like economics, physics, and mathematics. This, he argues, has resulted in a generation of leaders who are ill-equipped to navigate the complexities of modern geopolitics. Andrei also highlights the issue of rewriting history, particularly regarding World War II, which he believes is detrimental to understanding current global dynamics. He stresses the importance of a well-rounded education to foster informed decision-making. The conversation shifts to the industrial capabilities of Russia and the U.S. Andrei points out that despite sanctions and the theft of Russian assets, Russia has managed to bolster its industrial base and military output. He contrasts this with the U.S., which he says is lagging behind in terms of industrial production and military technology. Andrei cites examples like the production of drones, tanks, and advanced missile systems, where Russia has made significant strides. He also criticizes the U.S. for relying heavily on financial metrics to gauge economic health, arguing that this approach overlooks the importance of tangible industrial output. Andrei believes that the U.S. has neglected crucial strategic industries, which is now coming back to haunt them. The discussion takes an unexpected turn when Andrei addresses the topic of climate change. He expresses skepticism towards the notion of anthropogenic global warming, calling it a scientific fraud driven by financial interests. Andrei argues that the push for a net-zero economy is unrealistic and ignores the need for raw materials and the environmental impact of mining. He criticizes the lack of rigorous scientific debate and the suppression of dissenting voices in the climate change discourse. Andrei believes that the focus should be on understanding natural climate cycles rather than blaming human activity. Finally, the conversation turns to the situation in Israel and Gaza. Andrei believes that the U.S. is once again miscalculating, underestimating the capabilities of groups like Hamas and overestimating their own influence in the region. He points out the complex dynamics at play, including the influence of the Israeli lobby and Christian Zionists in American politics. Andrei also discusses the potential for Iran to be drawn into the conflict, highlighting their advanced missile capabilities and the challenges they pose to U.S. military operations in the Middle East. He expresses doubt about the U.S. ability to engage in a two-front war, given their current economic and military challenges. As the interview wraps up, Andrei reflects on the unprecedented nature of the times we are living in. He expresses hope that we can navigate these challenges and emerge with our families and nations intact. Mike thanks Andrei for his insights and encourages listeners to seek out more of his analysis on platforms like the Duran and the New Atlas. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of BrightLearn. I hope you found this conversation as enlightening as I did. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with others and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Andrei Martyanov and Mike Adams on October 27, 2023. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.